This is Ann Clemmer and Stamper from StamperDog.com. Oh my, I don't know who's going to want to come to an Easter egg hunt at our house if Stamper's hiding the eggs. This is just the thing that you need to help with that Easter egg hunt. And it all starts with just one piece of paper. 8.5 by 11. First you cut 1 inch off the long edge and put it aside to hold it. Now you're going to take 3.5 inches off that tall edge. We're not going to use it for this project, but you will eventually one day need that. So this is 7.5 inches square. But before we get into it, I got to tell you, if you sign up for our newsletter, you're going to get the one sheet on how to do this project. So anyway, now we'll get started with the Simply Scoring tool. And it's great to help you get the score in the right place. Now, I didn't use my markers this time. I wish I had. But you're going to score every 3/4 inches. And that's 1, 2, 3 times. Well, you know, I wouldn't have to turn my paper around, but I kind of like turning my paper around because it's just easier for me to do the math. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 again and score 3/4 inch apart. Now, one of the things is you want to take your pen and 3/4 inch from the inside, you're going to go and put a little pen mark, but we're going to show you how that works out a little bit later. Now you're going to turn it halfway around and you're going to score 2.5 inches and 5. And that's actually 2.5 inches from either end if you want to do it the same way. Get out the paper snips because now we're going to cut along the score lines up until it hits the intersection. Just be careful. It's not going to fall apart if you're just a little bit off. Now this is where those pen marks come into play. You're just going to go and cut a triangular piece out based on where that 3/4 inch pen mark is and that last score line right there in the middle. And you're going to do it on either side. And you can kind of see it. When you see it all cut out, you're going to get it. I can tell you're right on the ball because you're watching Stamper Dog. So anyway, here we're going to just finish up cutting this one side. And it's going to be the same way on the other side. And presto, changeo. I got to tell you, there's another way to cut it too. You could use your paper cutter. That really cuts really nice if you go and put the score line right there in the ditch where the blade's going to go. It doesn't work quite as well for those triangular pieces, but see how it looks when you're done cutting? It's really not very hard. So let's get out a jumbo wheel. This is the In Stitches jumbo wheel, and we're going to warm it up a little bit. And usually I like to wheel on the diagonal, but for this I like to wheel straight across because it looks better. But if you have a hard time with that, try the wheel guide because it really helps you get something like this very straight. But let's try to line it up with that little line right there just to see how it's going to lay, because every wheel's a little bit different and how close it is to the edge. So you're going to want to go and just test it. And looks fine for me. And so let's just finish this off with the wheel guide, and you can adjust how close you put the lines together. Now let's try it with the handle, because the handle's straight, very straight, and the picture on this wheel is very linear, so it's a little noticeable if you're off too much. You can be off a little bit, and come on, this is handcrafted. All that matters is that you've got some love in it, so don't stress over this stuff. Now we're going to use our bone folder, and we're going to we're going to fold along all the score lines. Now you know what this looks like, so I'm not going to bore you with how this looks on every single fold, but this is what it's going to look like when you're done. And now we're going to take those little 3/4 inch strips and we're going to line them up together, and I would make the ones on the top be over the ones on the bottom so that if there was water involved, it would just sheet off of it instead of the seams catching it. Now we're going to go and let's layer the handle because I think it looks better with a little bit of chocolate chip to go with the chocolate chip that we put in the wheel. Now I didn't put any nail adhesive on the last 1 inch of either end of this handle, and you're going to see why. But first, let's go and put a little hole in the side of the basket. And you can see here, I put it in maybe, oh golly, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Now, putting this ribbon on here, I probably should have done it a little bit earlier to give it a little bit of time to dry. Normally, I don't put ribbon on with liquid glue, but this is so thick and pretty, this satin ribbon, it's not going to show through. And so it's strong enough to keep that on there, and you don't want to stretch this ribbon, you just want to lay it on. And then trim it on the end, and now we're going to take that Crop-A-Dile again, and we're going to go all the way through both layers of cardstock and the ribbon. And you know, I'm not really strong in my hands, but it goes right through there. And then we're going to put some antique brads on there. And then the way I layered this on, and if you look close, you'll see I've got the green, the Pear Pizzazz on the outside, and the chocolate chip on the inside, so it covers where all those pieces of paper come together. And do it the same for the other side, and you've got it made in the shade. There's your Easter basket. Come have some fun at Stamperdog.com.